Hey there. We're diving into something, well, kind of a nagging feeling you might have had about democracy. Like maybe it's not working quite how we're told?
Hmm, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, so we're looking at this article, The System Prevails for Now, and this author does not hold back.
He certainly doesn't. It's a, how do you say, thought-provoking piece, for sure.
Okay, so imagine this. You're at the store, water aisle, right?
Mm.
Tons of choices, sparkling, still, flavored, but you're just thirsty. That's kind of how the author sees voting.
I like that. Gets right to the point. He's saying the choices we get in a democracy, they're often just like variations. The real power, he says, it's not with us voters, it's with the elites, a select few.
So those in power, they stay there, and we're all just playing along in this illusion of choice.
Exactly. And this goes back a ways, actually. There's this thinker, Gaetano Mosca, late 1800s.
Okay.
He wrote about the ruling class, this small group, organized, they end up in control no matter how big the population is.
Kind of depressing, right? Like no matter who you vote for, the system wins. Is that ruling class thing really happening now, though? Or is it just theory?
Well, our author, he'd say it's happening everywhere. He points to the elections, recent ones in the UK, France. Anti-establishment groups, they gain ground, but nothing really changes.
So even if people want something different, the system just, I don't know, absorbs it, stays the same.
Right. And to get why, you got to look at things like the two-party system.
Yeah, like here and in the UK. Always comes down to just two, right?
Exactly. And that limited choice, it's by design, he says, forces you to pick one of two, even if neither's quite right. Just reinforces the existing power.
So it's not just who's in the party, it's the whole system itself that's messed up.
Exactly. And this leads to a really interesting, maybe even kind of scary idea, the monoparty. So picture a country, right? One big political party, seems like that's it. But really, inside, it's all these different groups, all fighting to be the top dog.
So like, it looks like competition, but it's all the same system underneath.
Right. Doesn't really matter who wins because they all kind of agree on the big stuff, the stuff that keeps things, how they are, the system, like the author says.
Man, that's kind of messed up when you think about it. Like we think we have a choice, but maybe not so much.
Yeah, it makes you think. And this ties into his whole thing about political technology. Been around forever, he says.
Political technology? What's that? Like, I don't know, campaign slogans and stuff?
Kinda, but bigger. Think like dot propaganda, censorship, even how stuff spreads on social media these days, right? It's all tools to shape what we think, what we believe, even who we vote for.
Whoa, hold up. He's saying democracy itself is like a tool.
In a way, yeah. Any system, monarchy, whatever, it's a tool that can be used to control things, keep power where it is.
Makes you wonder what's real, Like, I remember this one time. Briefly pauses. Actually, never mind. But it does make you question things.
Exactly. And that's what he wants us to do. Think critically. Can't just accept everything we're told, especially now with so much information out there. Got to dig deeper, question stuff.
It's easy to feel helpless, though, right?
Uh.
Like, what can we actually do if the system's rigged? But he does have one idea. Kind of radical, though. Rethinking Parliament entirely.
Oh, yeah, the whole Parliament thing. Big idea, that. Comes from Oswald Mosley, I think it was. His idea was Parliament shouldn't be about where you live, but what you do, your profession.
So not voting for someone because they're from your district or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
because they're a doctor or a teacher.
Exactly. Imagine it, a parliament full of people from all walks of life. Doctors, teachers, artists, even stay-at-home parents. Each with their own point of view.
I mean, it sounds more like representative, right?
Yeah.
Gets more voices in there.
It could, yeah. Give power to people who normally get ignored. Could lead to better policies, more fairness.
But how would you even see that? Like, practically speaking, it seems way too complicated.
Right.
Like, how do you even decide who fits where? And would it even work? People from the same job, they don't always agree on stuff either.
Yeah, it's messy, for sure. Could even make things less efficient. Everyone fighting for their own group instead of the whole.
True. Makes you think, though. Do we even vote the right way now? I mean, by location, Maybe there's a better way in this day and age with everything so connected.
That's the whole point of this deep dive, right? To get us thinking. Author might sound kind of cynical, but he's making us face reality. Power always wants more power, no matter what the system is.
So are we just stuck, doomed to be ruled by elites forever?
That's the question, isn't it? Can we change things from within? Or do we need something totally new? And who decides that anyway? These aren't just ideas, they affect us every day.
No kidding. So I guess what we're saying is, Don't just accept things as they are. Question stuff.
Hmm.
Think about the alternatives and talk about it. Democracy only works if we're paying attention.
Well said. And on that note, keep those brains buzzing, folks. Until next time.